Could this be the ultimate mid-range smartphone? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we finally got our hands on the much hyped Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G. The device Xiaomi is touting as a Titan tough mid-range flagship. It promises insane durability, a massive battery, and a 200 megapixels camera system, all without a flagship price tag. But does it live up to the hype? Or if you should own the 14 Pro Plus from last year, should you actually upgrade to this? Let's find out. Now, for the unboxing experience, it comes with the most needed accessories, and the most important of them is the 100-watt super fast charger. That is impressive, even though the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus from last year came with a 120-watt charger. But I feel like 100 watts is overkill for any smartphone at all. Next, you get a nice looking case that actually feels nice to touch. Then we have a USB Type-C charging cable, a SIM ejector tool, and some paperwork. Okay, let's quickly talk about design and durability. Now, back to the device. The most striking thing about this device, or should I say the first impression about it once you hold it, is that it feels incredibly solid. Xiaomi has moved away from the curved back trend to a more modern flat edge design with a reinforced mid-frame. They call it Redmi Titan structure. It comes with a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front, meaning you can drop it up to 2.5 meters, but don't worry, we're not doing that today. Yeah. And then we have a fiberglass or eco leather back, depending on the color that you pick. What I have here is the glacier blue. We also have black or matcha brown. Guys, with this amount of toughness, it has IP66, IP68, and IP69 rating, meaning it is highly resistant to dust and can handle submersion in up to 2 meters of water for 24 hours or even high pressure water jets. For me, that is a peace of mind you rarely find in this price segment. Now, for the external features, we have 3 microphones and the famous IR blaster. On the right side of the device is where we have the power button and the volume rocker keys. Then at the bottom, we have a dual SIM tray with no memory card expansion slot. And who cares about memory card when you have up to 512 gigabytes of internal storage? Yeah, it is plenty. We also have a USB Type-C charging port and the speakers that are located at the bottom and the top of the device. Now, when you turn to the rear of this device, we have a dual camera setup that comprises a 200 megapixels main camera and an 8 megapixels ultra-wide camera, just like last year's model. It's just that we don't have the 2 megapixels depth sensor that we had on the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. Then for selfies, we have a 32 megapixels camera. That is a slight upgrade in that area if you're coming from the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus, which had just 20 megapixels. Now, for the display, the screen on this smartphone is arguably a major selling point. It is a large 6.83 inches crystal raised AMOLED panel with a sharp 1.5K resolution. The peak brightness hits an astonishing 3,200 nits in HDR content, making it perfectly durable even under direct or bright sunlight. With a 120Hz refresh rate and 3,840Hz PWM dimming, scrolling is buttery smooth and it is easier on the eyes in low light. It supports Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus for an excellent content consumption experience. Another standout feature is the dual stereo speakers. It gets incredibly loud with very little or no distortion at all at high volume, which is great to see on a mid-range device like this. Okay, performance. Under the hood lies a Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 processor, which is a capable 4nm chip. It is paired with 12 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. For everyday tasks, social media, and web browsing, it is very smooth with no stuttering at all. Yeah, I haven't experienced any form of sluggishness so far. Speaking of sluggishness, the under-display fingerprint scanner on this device is one of the fastest I have seen on any mid-range device. You just touch it and it unlocks instantly. You also feel the haptic feedback that is so satisfying when you unlock the device. See, it is those little things that takes the experience to another level, especially if you're coming from a much lower, or should I say low-end device. If you're a gamer, it can handle popular games like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile with no issues or whatsoever. However, for graphics-intensive games like Genshin Impact, you need to adjust the settings a bit to maintain smooth gameplay. Additionally, in this regard, it does get a little warm during long game sessions, which is normal, but the included ice loop cooling system helps manage heat so well on this device. Okay, let's talk about software because this is somehow disappointing. One of the turning points for me is the fact that this device still runs on HyperOS 2, which is based on Android 15. It is not a bad thing in any way, but the thing is the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus from last year just got updated to HyperOS 3, which is based on Android 16. It got me wondering why they didn't just release this device with Android 16 out of the box. I know sooner or later the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus will get the latest update because Xiaomi promises 4 major OS updates on this device. So that's reassuring, but why do you think Xiaomi chose not to launch the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus with Android 16? Let me know down in the comment section below. HyperOS 2 also includes some AI features like AI remove reflection for photos, Google Gemini, Circle to search, and a bunch of other AI features. And just like most mid-range devices, you're going to see a lot of pre-installed apps, aka bloatware, out of the box on this device. Thankfully, you can uninstall some of them, but you know what I'm going to do? A follow-up video on how you can completely remove ads on Xiaomi devices. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's talk about the camera. Just like its predecessor, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus comes with a very capable 200 megapixels camera. It is a fantastic sensor with OIS, that's optical image stabilization. It captures sharp, detailed 12 megapixels photo by default. And if you so desire, you can shoot in full 200 megapixels Ultra HD mode for maximum details, especially in good lighting conditions. It has decent dynamic range, punchy colors, and accurate exposure. The photos look pleasing to the naked eye, but you're going to notice some inconsistencies when it comes to colors and dynamic range with the ultra-wide camera. Sometimes the colors don't just look the same. That being said, a software update should be able to iron out some of these minor issues because I'm just trying to be nitpicking here. Now, the 8 megapixels ultra-wide camera on its own is okay. It gets the job done for landscape photos, but details is noticeably softer compared to the main sensor as you can see here. There is no dedicated telephoto lens. However, the 200 megapixel sensor enables lossless 2 times and even 4 times digital zoom, but it crops in a bit and it still looks decent. The 32 megapixel selfie camera takes decent images even though skin tone can sometimes appear slightly off in certain lighting conditions. Overall, it's a mid-range device and it is okay. Now, for videos, it supports up to 4K resolution at 30 frames per second. The video quality is sharp and stabilization is actually good. So this is a 1080p video from the front-facing camera on the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G. It is just slightly disappointing knowing that this cannot shoot in 4K, just 1080p. If you're paying this amount, you should be able to shoot 4K on the selfie camera. But that being said, what do you guys think of the video quality and the audio quality and also dynamic range? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, let's move on to one of the striking selling points of this device. That is the battery. This is where this device truly shines. It packs a massive 6,500 mAh silicon carbon battery, which is significantly larger than many competitors and coming from the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus from last year, which had just 5,110 mAh battery. This is a huge upgrade in that area. I've had this device for well over 2 weeks and I can confirm that it can comfortably last up to 2 days with moderate to heavy use, which is what you want in a device like this. Yeah, it is that good. Now, when it comes to charging, the included 100 watt hypercharge gets this phone from 0 to 100% in around 50 minutes and about 40 minutes if you enable top speed mode. It also supports 22 watt wired reverse charging, so you can easily turn your phone into a power bank and the device won't even feel it. Additionally, Xiaomi claims the battery retains over 80% of its capacity after 1,600 charge cycle, which translates to over 6 years of usage. So even after 6 years of using this device, it will still retain about 80% of its battery capacity. That is impressive. So with all of these amazing features, how much does this device actually cost? Well, my unit is top of the line version and it costs about $510 or about 750,000 naira. Do you think that price is fair enough? Let me know down in the comment section. Now, to answer the question I asked initially, is it worth the hype or should you upgrade if you already own the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus from last year? Well, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is a compelling mid-range device that emphasizes durability, screen quality, and incredible battery life with fast charging. The camera system is decent even though the ultra-wide could be better. The processor is capable for day-to-day tasks even though it won't blow away those that uses a flagship device. So with all of these amazing features and capabilities, I would say that it is worth the hype. But you may want to skip this if you already own the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. I don't see the need to upgrade to this if you own the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus. But if you prioritize a phone that can take a beating, lasts forever on a single charge, and has a stunning display, then the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G is an excellent choice and a strong value proposition in the crowded mid-range segment. What do you think? What are your thoughts about the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus 5G? Will you be getting one? Let me know. Share your thought with me down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you enjoyed watching it, kindly give me a like and subscribe to the channel. And again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the very next one. Bye-bye.